What's going on, everybody? I'm back. I took a little hiatus, but I'm back now. And I'm here to talk about the problems I have been seeing with the Commanders. Now, these problems are a lot of teams probably go through a lot of these problems. But for us, this problem shouldn't be because we have all our staff still in place from last year. First, I put the blame on coaches because coaches are stubborn. When something doesn't work, probably like that for other teams that loses games a lot, they don't go and make halftime adjustments. They just do the same thing over and over again. And even though they know it ain't working, they thinking, oh, my scheme works. It's just these MFers that's not doing it right. Which could be half the problem too. But if you know something not going right and you don't have the personnel to do it and to put people in the places, Bobby Wagner is slow. I was thinking that he was going to be a one and done, him and Ertz. I thought they probably going to just one, and I thought they were going to retire, but I guess they feel we did so good last year that we can just run it back this year. Nah, it's another year. Y'all another year older. Your body is aching more as you get older every year. Now it's hard for you to get out of bed. Hard for you to, do this and that. So if you know that you have slow linebackers, why do you call certain schemes and have these linebackers embarrassing themselves, I should say? So that's why I blame it on the coaches. I blame it on Joe Witt, because he should know that his cornerback, Lattimore, they always targeting him. And when they go in these press conferences, they be acting like, see, I like when the Jets owner, because he probably can say that because he's the owner. When he said something about Justin Fields, which was true and everybody knows true, everybody's thinking it, but nobody want to say it, he's the owner. So he like, who gonna fire me? I can tell you like it is. But coaches, they can't tell you like it is. They gotta beat around the bush. They gotta try to deflect and like, no, it's not that. And but they know players, if a player can't play. But I guess they saying, well, we ain't got nobody else, or we paying this player a certain amount of dollars, so he got to be on the field. But if he getting burnt, if he getting a lot of penalties, if he's getting targeted, if he has a certain reputation that the ref is going to flag him almost every time the ball is coming his way and he's checking somebody, you got to get that player out of there. Or switch him inside. Switch him to safety or something. Do something different. Now, they say they're going to do something different. Let's see what change they make. I see a lot of teams that have good players. I don't know if the coaches tell them this, but it's certain teams on defense, they try to go for that ball. And there's a lot of players that do that on certain teams. The Eagles is one. The Detroit Lions is one. They try to go for that ball. They try to punch that ball out. Now, is that coaches telling them that or just them, that instance? Now, I know Sarah Steele, he does that every once in a while. He's the only one. I don't see nobody else trying to punch the ball. They barely can tackle, but they don't have good technique. And I blame it on coaches. It's a position coach. If your cornerback coach or your safety coach, your backfield coach is not telling you to go for the ball or punch the ball out, or maybe they telling you that and you're not doing it. Punch the ball out. Gang tackle, punch the ball out. Don't do it one game and then forget about the next game. You got to be consistent with it. That's another thing. These players are not consistent with it. And I know he's probably trying to give these veterans a day off because they old. But Dan Quinn need to stop giving these old players days off. They need the older they get, the more reps they need, so they won't lose it. They won't lose that oomph, because that's not working. You did it last year, okay? Yeah, we did it good last year. And another thing, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say about coaches. We were aggressive last year for whatever reason. Maybe everyone had to prove themselves. Dan had to prove himself. The players had to prove themselves. But we used to go for it on fourth down a lot. And that's how we won some of them games. And I kept saying that in my other videos from last season. That's why, and then we stopped doing that, and we started losing them games. So I don't know if they listen to the analytics, and the analytics tell them to go go on this down, or go right here, or go right here. But I don't know. But last year, analytics telling us to go a lot because we ain't had no field goal kicker. Our defense was average at best, so we had to go for it just to be ahead of the sticks on these other players. So now we go for it every once in a while. When I think they should go for it, they don't go for it. But when I'm thinking not gonna go for it here, I'm like, you could have went for it two possessions ago. Now you're trying to do it. You're trying to do it. You need to do it when you are ahead. Don't do it when you're down by 2-3 touchdowns. Do it when you're ahead so you can get ahead of them. Because the defense is not that good. So we got to be up by 2 touchdowns just to win by like 4 points. Okay, now it's the players. I already talked about certain players, and it's the players. Quan Martin can't tackle. Seems like Lattimore is either getting penalized, or he's getting beat, or he's out of position. Now I remember when we first got him, and I always look at the comments of videos and stuff like that, and I remember somebody saying, all right, good luck with him. Get ready for a whole lot of PIs and being out of position. I was like, okay, that just stuck in my head. Like he does his own thing. He don't go by what the scheme is. He just try to make a play. That's what it basically was saying. I was like, oh, he's doing that now. That's what he was doing. Last year we thought because he was hurt, so he trying to make up for stuff and all this other. That's who he is. So we got to stop getting players that nobody else want. Now, unless they can't pay them, or we need to get players that want to leave a certain situation. Not players that nobody want to pay, or they got cut by some team or something like that, and coaches being arrogant, thinking, "Oh, I can coach that person. I can. Let's bring him in. We can coach him." No, we need to stop doing that. I don't know why Louvu is like disappeared. They using them different than they did last year. You're stubborn. Joe Witt, you're stubborn. You don't want to blitz. Oh, you'll blitz certain quarterbacks, but then other quarterbacks you don't blitz. Then when you do blitz, we down like 2 touchdowns. We need to be aggressive out the gate instead of being aggressive late. Bars. All right, another reason I blame the reason on injuries, because most of the players that Adam Peters brought in will help the defense, and we thinking it's going to make the defense better. All of them hurt, except for Kinlaw. I'm talking on defense, that is. All of them hurt. Wise, Harris, Jones. I think I might be missing one. Now they brought in Von Miller. Now Von Miller, he's doing his thing. What he got, about 3 or 4 sacks right now? He's kind of doing this thing. He's doing this thing for his age. He's getting his sacks. He's getting pressure. But we missing players that probably could have contributed. Another problem that we have, a lot of draft picks that Adam Peters picked up this year and last year, a lot of them not on the field. They're not on the field much. Now, I know you got veterans and stuff like that. You want to do the veterans, but Zach Ertz, I see other people with their tight ends. Zach Ertz, he don't want contact. And we need somebody that can bulldoze people and try to get extra yards. Zach Ertz not doing that. He catching the ball, he falling down. Yeah, even if it might be a first down, but somebody else probably could have broke a tackle and got a couple of more yards. What is going on with Ben Sinnott? Is he slow or something? Is he not learning? Is he not blocking right? Blame that on coaching. I don't know. Maybe some people you just can't coach people. I don't know what the hell is going on with that. They finally put McGee on the field. McGee is fast. He is fast. They finally listening to people and putting them in. I don't know what waiting so long. I know he was kind of hurt last year, and maybe a little bit this year, but maybe that had something to do with it. But keep putting them in there. And that other dude, Madrano, whatever his name is, y'all got him on special teams, but y'all need to plug him in too. Need to get him some reps. Get him in there. Y'all can't have these old players on every snap. It's gonna get tiring. And that's what they're banking on when people play us. Run the ball, get these old men tired. Boom, throw the bomb down the field. Boom, run them, you know what I'm saying? Come on. If we as fans see that, how come the coaches don't see that? It's like the coaches turn a blind eye or everything. It's like logic goes out of the window. If I'm looking at TV and seeing this person keep getting burnt, this person not playing to run good, but I'm gonna keep putting them out there. We gonna like, yeah, man, keep doing it. He be like, yeah, I got it. What are they telling the coach? Oh yeah, man, I slipped on this play or something. What are you telling? Tell the truth Monday. They need to have a video and tell the truth Monday and put it out so we can know what are they really telling the truth, or they just sugarcoating it, or making excuses for each other or something like that. I don't know. We need somebody to hold these players accountable. I don't really be seeing nobody in people's faces when they missing tackles or when they trying to rally the troops up. If we down by a touchdown or if we up, need somebody, be on somebody on the team, be like, yeah, man, let's go in, come on, get it, yeah, blah blah, rallying them up. I don't see nobody on the sideline. I just see people sitting there just looking at the game, chatting with each other. I don't see no coach in their face like, look, we need to do this and do that. That's why I always say Joe Witt, he need to be on the daggone field. He can get in these people's faces when they messing up. Because he probably know better. He got to be up there because he going to cuss their ass out. So he be like, I can't be down there. I'm going to have a heart attack getting these people's faces. But that's probably what they need. We have a bunch of goody two shoes on this team, man. We ain't got nobody that like, come on, man, and cuss each other out. We got all these kumbaya dudes on our team. We need a leader that's not kumbaya. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want them to bring in next year. I mean, I know they're gonna be rookies or whatever the hell, unless they bring somebody from another team, but need to have somebody trying to fire people up. I ain't talking about somebody that's getting mad and just throw their helmet and talking to themselves. I need somebody to get in everybody's faces and be like, come on, man, let's do this. We can do this. I be seeing other people on the team. Maybe they call them divas or whatever the hell. They be like, come on, man, blah, blah, blah. I seen Saquon Barkley. I saw, behind the scenes. He up there like, come on, man, we can do this. You know what I'm saying? Diggs, he up there telling the people, come on, we got one more, come on, don't let up, all this other stuff. I don't see that. Now I see we got mic'd up. I listen to the mic'd up stuff. They cheering each other on, but I don't ever see them like, come on, man, let's get this going. Come on, man. They be like when stuff go good. Yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, I see you. No, but we're gonna get Terry and Debo back. Let's see if that helps in this game with the Chiefs. Cause I predicted. But I said when everybody's healthy. Y'all know I do my predictions. I said if everybody's healthy, we'll go 14 wins. But I don't got us knowing it. Jaden hurt. And that's another thing. I think Jaden Daniels has been hurt all season. Because Jaden Daniels used to be accurate. And I noticed when he's hurting, when something is hurting, maybe his ribs, something. When he's hurting, he is not accurate. He's throwing over people, low. I'm like, that's not him. What's going on? Did the mafia get to him? Is he gambling or something? Some gambling stuff going on? What's going on? If people be open sometimes, he be overthrowing them. I'm like, what was up with that? What was he doing it to? I'm like, hold up. Did they get to him? He got all this gambling stuff going on. And NFL players are gambling on their games. Come on, man. I don't know. I'm not going to say no name. I might talk about that in another video. I think that's it. We fixed all that. Next year we get another draft picks. It got to be all 90% defense, I should say. 90% defense next year's draft. 90% defense. I'm talking about defensive end. I'm talking about safety, linebacker. Well, we got linebackers, but defensive end, safety, cornerback, and then maybe another D tackle because I don't have Payne coming back. Then again, maybe he's got one more year on his contract. I'm not sure, but you know, we probably got to trade somebody to get some picks. So he might be one of them. Get like a second round pick for him or something like that. All right, y'all. That's it for this video.